Hi, ladies and they thems. I guess we're keeping the hoodie on. This is like a stylistic choice. So let me plug my phone in because I have 19%. So guess what I did today? Oh, you know what? That just reminded me of that clip from Kevin Gates' like live stream where that girl's like, guess what I did today? No, that's crazy. So basically today I swore into the United States Army. Can I get a W? Can I chat? Spam W's in the chat because that's crazy. Is that not cool? I think I'm cool. I'm cool. I got my hoodie on. Y'all think I'm cool? Hey. Like, what is my life like on like a for real serious note? Like, what? There were many moments where I'm sitting at MEPS and I'm like, what am I supposed to be here? I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, this is like, I'm here because I wanted to be here. Whoa, hold on. It's weird. So let me go through my little process. So I did a whole 2-day stay at MEPS again, like I did last time, except this time I just got to chill. So I got to the hotel around, I think it was 3. Yeah, 3. And I got to chill. It was fire. I got to just hang out because last time, for reference, this will make sense. Last time, I had to go to the MEPS building first to take my ASVAB and my TAPAS personality test. I think I explained my process the last time. So I got to the hotel like late. We got there at like 6, 7. I don't know. We really did get there like late. So, because we were like the last group of people to leave the MEPS building because they close at 5:30. So we got to the hotel or closer to 6 o'clock. So anyway, trying to think. So that time I didn't have really any time because I just went to the hotel, went upstairs. They have it's called Band of Heroes. I remember I think last time up until now, I had been referring to it as Board of Heroes. It's called like BOH, but it stands for Band of Heroes. Same difference, but it's just the people that are going for MEPS. So I was actually talking to some of the people about how it's really easy to identify the people that are going to MEPS and that are there at the hotel for MEPS because the majority of like the demographic of who's staying at the Hyatt Regency in Jacksonville, Florida, right? Like that's the hotel we're at. Hyatt Regency. I don't know too much about hotels, but from what I've seen, I've been to that one twice. Mad fancy people. Everybody middle-aged. There's flight attendants, pilots coming in, fancy people that are like middle-aged. They're there for like a business trip, a work trip. Like they're not there to play around. They don't even have kids there. I saw last night after dinner, there was one little baby that I saw walking around with his dad, and we talked to him a little bit. The little kid was running around playing the little mini golf and stuff, and he was so cute, y'all. He was just walking around. I just love when babies just be walking around. I think it's really cute. There's something so cute about when like babies just be walking around doing stuff, and their parents are like far behind them, but they're just watching them, and it's like, bro, your baby is walking around. Look at him, like he's walking. Okay, cute. I really do. I love kids so much, but not for moi, but I do love them. Don't get me wrong. But no. So I'm like, everybody here is either 50 or like 17 to 25, you trying to join the military. You see what I'm saying? So the way that I knew who was there for MEPS is just, I look at them and I'm like, you look like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're dressed like me. You're young like me. You're not wearing a whole suit and tie. You're not a flight attendant or a pilot or nothing crazy. Like, that really is how that happens. Like, it's so strange, or not strange. It's just, it's interesting to like recognize real, you know what I mean? So anybody that I saw my age, I was like, oh, I know what you're here for. So yeah, so we get there. What am I saying? I get to the hotel at 3 o'clock and I'm just turning up. The lady asked me too. She's like, I get in. She's like, have you been here before? Cause you have to go up there to where the Band of Heroes place is. It's like this little building, or not building, a room. It's on the 3rd floor. But anyway, she asked me if I had been there before, and I was like, yes. So she gives me my room key, and I just turn up. I go by myself because I felt kind of weird at first going by myself because last time I was walking with my roommates, but this time my roommate hadn't been there before, so she was kind of stuck in that room for the Band of Heroes because they have it to where it's like you have to sit in there and watch like a little barely 5-minute little briefing. So I just went straight to my room. I don't remember what I did first. What did I do? I think I just kind of laid around, or not laid around. I FaceTimed my grandparents. I was like, I'm in my room by myself. Let me give them a call. I was like, shoot, look at I showed them my view. My view from the hotel room was like beautiful. I don't remember what it really looked like last time. Dang, I didn't even get a picture of my actual view from the hotel room. It didn't really matter. It was just like pretty with like a bunch of lights, and you could see these tall buildings, like, cause you're at a hotel in the middle of a city. So it's like, it was cool. But yeah, so then I just walk around. I was like, oh, when I went there, I put my stuff down in my room, and I went down to that little cafe moment to get me something to eat. Y'all, I was starving because for some reason yesterday when I left, I got up around 7:45, 8, and I left my house by 8:30 to get to my recruiter's office by 9:15, 9:30. Y'all, I didn't eat anything. And we stopped at a gas station. Me and my grandparents, we stopped at a gas station. I got something for them. I didn't get nothing for me. So I'm like, so that was really crazy. But yeah, so I was literally starving because not only was it that we left my recruiter's office at around 10:15, and we got to the hotel at 3:00. So I'm like, we just had the longest bus ride ever. A little 5-hour bus ride moment. So that was really annoying. So I was starving. So I go down to get something to eat. Let me tell y'all. Little story time. So my hoodie, make Palestine free again. Hey. So I'm sitting, we'll start from the beginning. I was wearing this. I wore this yesterday, wore it today, whatever. I took this off right before I swore in, but because they told me to. But anyway, okay, I'm wearing this. I'm on the bus. Our bus driver is the same guy who drove us back home last time I did this. The guy who drove us there last time was a completely different guy. So I knew this guy. Not like personally. You know what I mean? I had talked to him. I was like, yeah, okay, I remember you from last time. Cool. Last time I was at MEPS was like December 2nd and 3rd. It was either 1st and 2nd or 2nd and 3rd. I can't remember. So I think it was 2nd and 3rd. So yeah, what's it called? What was I saying? I completely lost where I was going. Okay, last time I was at MEPS, I remember the guy who drove. So we go from Statesboro to Hinesville to Waycross. Just so I think I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but that's like the route we go. We go from there, from Waycross to Jacksonville, Florida to MEPS. So that's why the bus ride is 5 hours. So we get from Statesboro, he didn't notice it, I guess, on my hoodie. But when we get to Hinesville, he opens up the door, and it's like a shuttle or whatever. So it's like a van. They have like the big sliding door and like rows of like seats. So you can fit a pretty decent amount of people in that little thing. So I'm sitting there and I'm at the very front, like directly behind the driver's seat. I'm at the very front. So he opens the door and I'm kind of turned to the side and he sees my hoodie. He opens it and he's waiting for the other guy to come and get in. And he sees my hoodie. He goes, "Make Palestine free again." I love when people see like something that I'm wearing and they just read it out loud. Like, I just think that's really funny. Like when I went to MEPS last time, right before I took my ASVAB, the guy, he reads like my shirt. It was like the driver era. And he was like, "Oh, what is that?" But anyway, so he reads it and I was like, yes. And, I forget what he said. He goes, I think he just goes in immediately. He goes, "Yeah, well, I think I'm on the sort of the opposite side of that." I was like, oh, so y'all don't want to know how I feel about Israel. Y'all don't want to know how I feel. So I'm eating lo mein noodles. I hope that that's cool with everybody. Trigger warning food. Like, I don't know. There's shrimp in it as well. So I'm eating lo mein with a little tiny side of shrimp. But anyway, I'm hungry. Last time I ate today was 12 o'clock. Or I'm sorry. No. 11:30. Shit, no. 11, really. 11 o'clock and it's now 9 p.m. So that's fun. But anyway, he goes, "Yeah, I'm on like the opposite side of that." He goes, "I believe in Israel." Oh my God. Like, for real? So all right, let me just get this out of the way. No disrespect. I'm not hating. First of all, the guy isn't even Jewish. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, you're you're Jewish and a Zionist. Like, that would check out a little bit more. Obviously, we're not going to get too much into this. Not all Jews are Zionists. Not all Zionists are even Jews. A lot of Zionists are Christian. So this guy, super Christian. I'm talking conservative, MAGA, Republican, Christian. Don't hate. I mean, hey, I'm not going to say too much. That's just literally the opposite of who I am. No, that's fine. Something I do, I feel like I should just say this. I'm cool with, like, talking to people that have different opinions as me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as, like, yeah, I literally hate that you think like this and you expect me to be like, oh, that's awesome. But I'm still going to be able to, like, have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't agree. So this guy also, he's, like, listening to, like, podcasts and, like, sermons and preachers talking about how it's a sin to be gay and all these Democrats and are trans and they're children. And it's like, okay, relax. So he's listening to that outwardly on the butt of the shuttle. And not that I have a problem with that, him listening to it. I'm just saying, like, it makes sense that he would say something like that about my hoodie. So he was talking about, he was like, yeah, I believe in Israel. He did say that he thinks that he doesn't like that the government sends money to Israel, but he said, and I kid you not, he himself sends his own money to Israel. And he's, first of all, that is a concept that literally as a concept is, like, making me nauseous. What do you mean you're actually, like, you're sending money to Netanyahu, like, on purpose? Whoa. Hey. So he said, not only did he say that he does that, he said that it shouldn't be the government doing it. He says that all Christians should. He said, if you believe in Christ, you should believe in Israel and you should send your money there. Oh my God. And I think too, it's also important to note, this is my first time ever meeting an open Zionist that I've never known that. And then he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't want innocent people to get hurt or die or nothing, but, you know, I believe in Israel. What are you talking about? What? Dude, that literally, like, your dad is probably older than Israel. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, again, let me not say too much. But I thought that was really funny. So we have a conversation about it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, I didn't even say anything. Honestly, I was just like, I was really just listening, because a lot of times when people, I'm not going to sit there and, like, genuinely get into a political debate with the man driving me to MEPS. Like, I do not care, like, for real. So I was like, okay, yeah, like, I'm literally just listening to what he's saying, in one ear, out the other. And, I was saying, he also said, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I got in trouble for wearing this at work because it's political. And he was like, oh, no, I mean, he was like, I think you should, you know, he said, I support free speech in every aspect. He's like, no matter what side you're on. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's good, I guess. But yeah, so we had that conversation, and then I get to MEPS in Jacksonville. I think the whole Zionism thing from that guy was crazy. So I get to MEPS in Jacksonville. Like I said, I go down, or not to MEPS, but I get to the hotel. And I go downstairs, like I said, to get food, and the woman who rings me up, she reads my hoodie. She goes, I like your sweatshirt. I like your hoodie. I was like, oh my God, thank you. There's 2 women behind her working there, and they look at it, they read it, and they're like, oh, me too. And they give me a thumbs up. And I was like, holy shit, you're for real? I was like, y'all fuck with this? It like made me so, like, happy. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Cause I've never gotten a compliment on it before. And I was like, this is crazy. I've had people read it, you know what I mean? But I've never had, other than the guy who, the bus driver, like I was saying, other than him, I've never had anybody even acknowledge what it says. I mean, I had my uncle one time read it and was like, what does your hoodie say? I was like, make Palestine free again. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I've never had anybody interact with me for actually what I'm wearing. Cause it's not, I don't know how to explain it, but the way I see it is like, me wearing something like this is essentially a form of, like, a subtle protest. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that I'm doing activism crazy. I'm not, like, none of that. But, shot a plug, by the way, shameless plug to wearthepeace.org. That's where I got this from. Wear as in WEAR, the peace, PEACE.org. That's where I got this hoodie. It was $50, and I'm not saying that to flex, but I am saying it because the proceeds go to humanitarian aid in Gaza. So obviously that I was going to buy it no matter what, but knowing that obviously inclined me to, you know, maybe want to buy it more. So anyway, I got my compliment on that, and that was awesome. So then later that night, it was actually around 9:50, like right before, because you have to be in your room by 10 p.m. So I was down there about 9:50, 9:55, because I was hungry again. I wanted a little snack. I got me an apple juice and an Uncrustable. And I had just had dinner for free, but I wanted another little snack. Also, y'all, I had so much yesterday. So when I got there, food reveal. When I got there, I got a little sandwich and a cranberry juice. And then we had dinner later. And then that dinner was at 5. So at 3, I had the sandwich and the cranberry juice. At 5, I had, I got grilled chicken mac and cheese. It was mac and cheese with grilled chicken. Okay. So I got that for dinner, and that was free. And then maybe a couple hours later, around 7 or 8, I don't remember, I got an ice cream. I got a strawberry shortcake. That was fire. Because I wanted something sweet, obviously. And then at 10 o'clock, I got an Uncrustable, a grape, peanut butter and grape jelly Uncrustable, and an apple juice. So I ate a lot of stuff yesterday. But I figured out, I don't know, I'm here at a hotel. I can do whatever I want. So then I go down there again around 10 o'clock, and there's a different woman in there. She rings me up. She reads it, and we get like a whole conversation. She goes, do Jewish people... And I thought it was kind of interesting that she said Jewish, because I was like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say... You know what I mean? What I think is really important to note about me being anti-Zionism, obviously, is that there's a very, very thin line between hating Zionists and hating Jews. Genuinely. Like that, I don't think it's talked about enough, because people will go as far as to say that because a lot of Jews are Zionists, that means that all of them are, and then that also means that Jews control the weather. And I'm like, hold on, because that's where I'm like, can we step back? Because there will, and obviously, not to get too much, I know I keep saying that, but I keep getting deeper into it, but it's like, it's a whole thing to talk about. There's those people that'll say, we owe him an apology. Whoa. No, because who's we, though? Because it's not me. I don't owe him an apology. And mind you, I don't know can I say that? They're talking about Adolf Hitler. Hello. Hi. So that's crazy, because people are just straight up being anti-Semitic, and they're doing it in the name of, I hate Israel, which also means I hate Jewish people. No, that's not true. That's not right. I hate Israel, though. I'm not worried about if people are Jewish or not. There's Muslims in Israel. There's Christians in Israel. And like I just said, a lot of Christians are Zionists, right? And yes, of course, a lot of Jewish people are Zionists. But also, I mean, there's even people that, like, don't even really subscribe to a religion that for some reason support Israel. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter where you stand religiously. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a whole thing. But she goes, dude, like, a lot of Jewish people, like, you get looks from Jewish people, and they're like, whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, and then I started telling her about the bus driver, and I was like, yeah, he thinks we should he thinks Christians should send all their money to Israel. And so we got into a whole conversation, and she was like, not like a whole conversation, but I was like, yeah, this is the United States of Israel. Like, you know what I mean? We got into that whole thing, and I was like, yeah, I got in trouble for wearing it at work and blah, blah, blah. So she complimented my sweater, my hoodie too. So I thought that was really funny. Not funny, but like interesting. So yeah, that was cool. We turned up a little bit at MEPS. It was cool. So my roommate, she didn't talk very much. Like, not that that's a bad thing. She was just on the quieter end. She was pretty cool, though. Totally lesbian, by the way. I could tell from the second she got on the bus. And then I saw her, at some point, I saw her phone case, and it had, like, I heart my girlfriend. And she was on FaceTime with a girl that night. So I was like, okay, I knew that. But yeah, so I think she was going Army, too. Yeah, everybody on our shuttle was going Army. Active duty, I think, too. I don't know. Okay, period. So that was cool. But yeah, so she just didn't talk very much. So at some point, I laid in bed for like over an hour just scrolling on my phone. And y'all, can I get into this real quick? I bought new AirPods, okay, the other day. And real quick, I waited 45 minutes at Walmart to buy my AirPods, and that shouldn't have happened. I was really frustrated. It was like a whole event that happened. It really pissed me off, because I'm like, I get there to Walmart, and there's nobody back there. And so I'm standing in line. There's nobody back there. 30 minutes passed and nobody back there. I'm talking, because you know how when you go to like the electronics department, you have to have somebody unlock it for you. And there's usually an associate, right? And an employee in the department. So you can ask them for help. 45 minutes go by. No. I'm looking around for people. This guy, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, as they say. And this guy finally he hunts down someone, and she's unable to unlock it herself, but she finds somebody who can. And even after that, it still took another 10 minutes for the guy to finally show up. So I literally waited 45 full minutes to get a pair of AirPods. But the ones I have are like AirPod, like 4th generation or whatever. They have active noise cancellation. Holy crap. Okay, I Googled it, and this is like normal, but it's very weird. The noise cancellation AirPods, and I guess headphones can do it too, I don't know, but they make me feel like I'm not breathing. Like I feel like it messes with my, like the inside of my ear, like the pressure. Okay, I've never been on a plane, but I imagine that's what my ears would feel like. Because you know how when your ears pop and you feel like you can't hear anything? Because I've had that before. I've gone into, like, we've driven into, like, mountains before. So I know the feeling of, like, your ears popping. And that's kind of what it felt like. It's like, whoa, I can't hear. And obviously I understand it's noise cancellation. That's the whole point. But I just mean, like, it like affects it. I feel like it almost affects, like, my body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds really dramatic. I don't, like, feel nauseous or anything. But I definitely feel like, I don't think that if I'm at the gym and I'm, like, jogging, I don't think I could jog properly if I have the noise cancellation part of it on. You know what I mean? I don't think I could do that. And also, y'all, I'm about to take a bite of my noodles. Sorry. They're getting cold, you know? Also, I was saying that I'm hungry, but I'm not really that hungry. So I don't know what the vibe is for that. I might just set these bad boys down. But anyway, as I was saying, noise cancellation on the AirPods is crazy. So I was sitting in the bed, noise cancellation on my AirPods. I remember there was one point I was facing my window, and so my roommate's bed was behind me, and I had the noise cancellation in, and I look behind me, or I get up at some point, and my roommate isn't there. And I was like, damn, she got up. I had absolutely zero clue that anything was happening. I was like, she fully could have got kidnapped. I wouldn't have known, because I can't see behind me like that. So I'm like, I can't hear. I can't feel anything. Like, you know what I mean? It was really weird. So I'm just hanging out, just doom scrolling on TikTok. And then I finally get the bright idea, where do I go after this? I don't know, because at some point when I first got there, me and my roommate discovered the 19th floor is where the pool and the gym area is. And I wanted to go to the gym and just get, like, I wasn't planning on doing nothing crazy, but I just wanted to get, like, a little walk in or something, you know, kind of just to keep my body moving, because I've been sitting down all day. So I just walked on, like, a little incline for about 15 minutes, and the view from that was nice. I think I do have a picture of that. Like the view, because you're at the 19th floor is the top. So this was my view. Hello. That was my view from the treadmill, because obviously they're facing that way, so that was cool. Here's me on the, I'll just do like a little thing, all right? Here's me on the elevator. I literally don't know what I'm talking about ever. This is at 4:13, so this was, this might have been when I was going up to, no? This was probably when I was going back down to get to my room. So yeah, so I went to the pool at some point when I first got there. But anyway, and then after that, before dinner, I end up just doom scrolling on my phone. And then after dinner, oh, hello, I go back upstairs, up to the top where the gym and the pool are. And I hang out by the pool again. Beautiful. I really enjoyed my time here, because I would say this time of day is perfect. This was at 5:30. This picture was taken at 5:30 on the dot. And there's something very special to me about like 5:30 to 6:30, maybe even 7 if it's like summer and the sun's out for longer. There's something very special to me about that time of day. I just love it. It just feels so natural to me. It feels so like life is beautiful type. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the kind of vibe I get at that time. So I'm sitting up there. I'm like, I'm on a rooftop at a pool. Like, it was such a weird feeling. It was like, I'm on a rooftop at a fancy hotel that's being paid for. Hello. I just ate dinner that was paid for. I'm here just hanging out so that I can swear into the army tomorrow. I was like, this is crazy. So I'm sitting there with my noise canceling AirPods in. I listen to like Good Days by SZA. I listen to all these different, like, whatever. I'm just turning up. Like, literally, I'm just like, this is awesome. I'm just sitting there relaxing. I know it's like, I'm kind of on my phone a little bit here and there, but I'm just kind of looking around at the sky, watching the sunset, all that good stuff. And it was just so pretty. And I was to myself. I wasn't really talking to anybody. Like, it was really cool. So which one did I just show? Yeah, this is a better version of that picture, because the last picture, my knee was in it. But this is what I'm staring at for, like, when do I go back? About half an hour. Yeah, about a half an hour. I don't remember where I went from 6. So then we have another briefing at 8:30. And then I find these guys that one of them was on the bus with us down there. But him and these like 2 other guys They were just like walking around, and because I saw him, I didn't have anything to do, and I was like, where are y'all going? He was like, oh, we're just walking around exploring, and I was like, I'm about to come with y'all too then, shit. So we go to that briefing, we play like Connect Four. Oh, at some point we went into that it was like one of the guys' rooms, so it was like the four of us were in there. I don't know, technically you're not supposed to do that, so don't tell anybody, but so we went into his room and just hung out, like, you know, watched like Family Feud or whatever, and just talked. It's cool to just like meet people and just start, you know, back and forth conversation. I learned a lot about them, and like they're like two of them, one of them has a wife, the other one has a girlfriend. They're like about to get married, or I think it's like they're both engaged. And then the other guy, I don't know what he had going on, but it was like, you know, it was just cool to just talk to them, figure out like where they're from, what they're doing, what their jobs are going to be, just talking about the whole MEPS experience, really. So we did that, and then we went to that briefing thing, and then after that we went outside, walked around the block. We literally went from the exit around one single block right back to the other entrance of the hotel. So we just walked around outside. It was cool. This picture's blurry, but that's what that blue bridge looks like in Jacksonville. So that was really cool. And then after we went there, we went back up to the top of the building, and it was like I think it was me, another girl, and the three guys. So there was 5 of us. And so we went back up to the top where the pool was, and they have a heated pool. We dipped our toes. Oh wait, foot reveal? Is that okay? I don't care. Foot reveal. Dipped my toesies in the pool. That was awesome. It was very warm. I liked it. So that was fun. So then we left there at about like 9:45, and then that's when I went and got my other snack. And then what else happened? Then I went and took a shower, went to bed, woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. I remember waking up. I don't know. This was weird. I don't know. You ever wake up at a certain time and it's like the exact time you need to be awake, but you don't remember like turning off an alarm or like being woken up by something? You just feel like 1 second you're asleep, the next thing you know, you're fully up, and you're like, yeah, no, I've been awake. So that happened to me this morning. The first thing that I remember, 4 o'clock this morning, is sitting up, like fully sitting up in bed, and just looking out the window next to me, because I left the curtains like open a little bit so I could see the lights of the other buildings and stuff. And I remember I just sit up and I'm just looking, and I'm like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I want to say I turn around and my roommate's awake as well. So I'm thinking what happened. Honestly, I think what happened is that I might have, so they do a courtesy call inside the room at like 4:15 or whatever, and you get up and you have to like pick up the phone and I think click a button and then put it back down or whatever. So I think what happened was I woke up and did that, and then I didn't realize until I had sat back down in the bed, and I was like, oh, now I'm awake. I think that might have been what happened. I don't know, but it was kind of funny. So woke up at 4 o'clock, changed clothes, got ready, all that good stuff. Went down and had breakfast. It was fire. They do like a little buffet moment, so I got this. This was my breakfast. They had coffee, which was really good. So I'm trying to quit caffeine, but I kind of got back into it, unfortunately. So I've been a little bit dependent on that, which is really annoying. Because I was literally supposed to stop, but I relapsed. So I'm gonna have to. Once again, I'm going to have to quit caffeine. Hello. So I had eggs, sausage, a muffin, and then this little croissant thing. It's like a little pastry. It was really good. Potato wedges. I had some orange juice, and then a big old cup of coffee. So that was cool. And then we go there, get to MEPS at 6 in the morning. Of course, we're lined up. We're lined up that morning. So why did a kid get in trouble for vaping? What? Y'all are so annoying. Like, literally... It was this boy, very back of the line, at the very end, because they divide you into groups, and they let you into the MEPS building by groups, because you have to stand there and wait for your bag to go through. You got to take off your belt. You got to go through the metal detector, and then you wait until you can finally go through. So that takes a little bit in the morning. So this kid standing in the very back of the line, I'm standing in there putting my bag through, and they're talking about a kid was vaping. This guy comes in from outside, and he's the one that's telling us where to stand and where to go and stuff like that. And he tells the security guard, he goes, kid in the white t-shirt. He doesn't sound like that. I don't really know what he sounds like. He's like, that kid in the white t-shirt is about to come in at the very back of the line. He's out there vaping. And the security guard, he goes, oh, hell no. Funniest thing ever. I was like, oh my God, he's cooked. So he got in trouble for vaping, but I'm like, he threw his vape away, because the thing is they give you he gives you the whole speech, the security guard. He's kind of a drill sergeant a little bit. He's kind of cray-cray, but he just gives you the whole speech of like, if you have drugs on you, throw them away. If you have a gun, you can't bring it in here. You're going to jail. If you have a gun, or a knife, throw it away. Pepper spray, throw it away. Like, they give you the opportunity. That's the thing too, is like, when it comes to vapes and stuff, they don't care if you have it like on you at the moment. When you're standing in there, you're literally standing like in formation. They're like, if you have it on you, just throw it away though. Cause we're not worried about that. Like, there was this one guy who had like a razor. It was like some sort of like, I guess like a straight razor or something like that. And he mentioned that. And the guy, he was like, he like raised his hand because the security guard asked, he was like, does anyone have like a razor blade that's like loose and open that we need to know about, whatever? And he raised his hand and he just walked off, and he was like, I think he just had him stand off to the side, and then they get it out of the bag because you're not allowed to touch it. So I'm like, it's that simple. If you just have that on, just be like, hey, yeah, have it. Now I'm going to throw it away. It's not that hard. So I actually, when I put my bag through, didn't know this. So I have this little, I don't have my purses back there. So I have this little container thing. It's like an emergency nail kit. It has a like little nail clippers. I was trying to say both at the same time. Little nail clippers and stuff like that. And it has the little scissors, like the little tiny little nail scissors. And my bag goes through the thing, and he's looking at, and in my head, I'm thinking, I don't have a single thing in there that could get me in trouble. Cause I really don't. So it's not like I don't have any vapes. I don't have any knives, nothing like that, obviously. So it goes through, he's looking on the screen, and he puts it through again. I was like, oh my God, what'd you find? Like, what? Did somebody put a gun in my bag? Like, I'm cooked. So, cause that is like a weird, like random anxiety that I'll get where I'm like, someone literally planted a gun in my bag. Like, how they would do that, I have no idea, but they did. And now I'm getting cooked, you know? So anyway, he puts it through again, and he's looking at it. I was like, standing there waiting to go through the metal detector. He goes, can you like describe to me, like with your fingers, how long those scissors are that are in your bag? I was like, no, I didn't like panic or anything, but I really did. I was like, scissors? It's like, what type of scissors? And then he was like, oh, is it, he said something. And I was like, oh, it's little nail clippers. I was like, yeah, they're scissors, but they're like real tiny. And the other security guard next to him, he knew what they were, like the real tiny little ones. He knew what I was talking about. And he was like, oh yeah, that's like the ones they use on their eyebrows or whatever. And I was like, yes, those. I completely forgot that I had those on me. So I'm like, am I good? Yeah, not that I thought I was going to get in trouble, because I'm like, I know I don't have like a giant pair of scissors in here. But anyway, so that was pretty interesting. So then I go in, and I know I'm just standing there to wait around. Now I'm just going to be waiting all day. And that's exactly what I do. I wait, I play pool. I'm not good at pool. I think I discovered that last time at MEPS. One of the Marines was trying to teach me how to play. Couldn't do it. This time, again, kept trying to figure out how to play. Couldn't do it. So we're just sitting, I'm literally just waiting around all day, just talking to random people. I go in and I get taped. Okay, guys. So I'm about to divulge in here's my information, okay? I get taped, right? If you guys don't know how the Army works, and I'm pretty sure every branch does this, they tape your waist, and they put that measurement in inches. They enter that with your height, your weight in pounds, and your age, and also your gender. So they enter all that information, and that calculates your body fat percentage, okay? So you can do it yourself on Google if you have if you have one of those tape measure things that go around a person. Okay, so this is like so funny. I'm setting this up like it's like a crazy thing, and it's not really. I knew it was going to happen. I knew since yesterday morning. So I get taped. My waist is 36.5, right? Pretty big. I weigh 195. I'm anywhere between 190 and like 200 pounds. I don't really weigh myself, so I'm like, I don't know. I've been skipping the gym a lot recently, and I've been eating a lot recently. I wasn't really locked in for New Year's. So anyway, what was I saying? All right, so they tape me 36.5. My body fat percentage is 35%. Cool. And yes, I know it's obese. Obviously, my BMI is like 30 something. I know, y'all. I'm not worried about it because I'm about to be in the military. I'm about to get skinny. Don't worry. So I know that my BMI is high. I know that I'm like technically considered obese. I'm not worried about it. I know I weigh 200 fucking pounds. Like whatever. And I've always been big anyway, except for when I had an eating disorder. Oh, hello. Y'all didn't hear me say that. ED, not Sheeran though, because I can't even say that, and not erectile dysfunction either. But anyway, okay. So I have 35% body fat, according to their calculations. In order to join the military, you have to have 32% body fat at the very most. You don't have to have that. I worded that wrong. You are only allowed 32% body fat. Anything over, guess where they send you? To fat camp. I'm going to fat camp, guys. Ah! That looks weird. Guess who's going to fat camp? Me. So the Army has this thing called ARMS. It stands for... Hello. I had it Googled earlier, but ARMS is basically... Not basically. It's a fat camp. If you weigh too much, and I don't know if they do it for people that weigh too little, they might. But if you weigh too much, guess where you're going? FATCAMP, okay? So I'm going there. That's fun. I just need to lose a couple inches off my waist. So here is the good news, okay? My ship date to fat camp. I'm calling it fat camp, and I know that sounds like derogatory, but it's like whatever. I think it's kind of funny. So I'm shipping out to fat camp. On paper, July 7th. 2026. July 7th. I'm shipping out to Fort Jackson, which is where fat camp will be. And the good news is that if I can lose the weight, it's not even really about the weight. This is what I was trying to explain this to my friend earlier, that it's not necessarily about the weight. It's more so about the inches on your waist. It's about how you're built, because there was a girl behind me today that we were sitting there and we were talking, and I was telling her I'm going to fat camp or whatever, and she weighs like, I think she said 194, 195, 96, something like that. She's up there at the 200 pound, like me. I don't know how tall she is, but all I do know is that she doesn't have to go to fat camp because her waist is smaller than mine. That's all there is to it. The Army doesn't, then again, she was going Navy, but the military doesn't really care, at least the Army doesn't really care about how much you actually weigh in pounds. They're worried about your measurements for that body fat percentage. So if I would have had a skinny little waist, because the guy even told me, he was like, yeah, there's some people that, they are overweight in pounds, but their waist is tiny, so they're fine, right? So I got unlucky with a big build, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, whatever, because I know that once I lose weight, my waist will get small, like, duh. So I was trying to explain that to my friend, that it's like, he was like, well, how much weight do you have to lose? And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know how much of my weight equals an inch of measurement around my waist. You see what I'm saying? If I knew, that'd be great, but I'm gonna try lose 25-30 pounds. So the here's the kicker, is that if I can lose the weight early, there's a potential for it to be renegotiated so I could ship out earlier and not have to go to fat camp, which is cool. And I like that because I didn't want to wait until July 7th to ship out. I was trying to go end of April into May, maybe, or maybe June, but like July? You're crazy. That would be cool. I would have one last July 4th before I become, land of the free because of the brave. That's me. So, no, but I'm like, all right, so my goal is to try to do that, to try to get skinny a little bit before fat camp so that I don't have to go. So I will keep you updated on that process. I think what I'm going to do, I'm cutting out sugar. I'm about to start running crazy at the gym. And I'm also thinking, I have a park near here that recently opened back up because they like renovated, or what they renovated the park, and it has like this long, it's like this big pond, and it has this giant sidewalk around it. So I'm thinking Monday through Friday, I'm definitely just going to be going to the gym to run, and I'm definitely going to start running a lot. And I think that Saturday and Sunday I might like go hang out at the park a little bit. You know what I mean? Walk around, whatever, just to get like some more exercise in, but not anything rough like running for like a long time or anything, just to kind of like active rest, I guess they call it. So I might try to do that a little bit just to get more steps in. But I'm definitely going to be I'm about to be drinking green tea in the morning with lemon, no sugar. I'm about to cut back on like carbs, like all that. I'm about to be eating a lot of fruit, vegetables, salads, chicken and rice a little bit, Greek yogurt, all that good stuff. I have like a whole shopping list I'm about to go and get tomorrow. I'm really going to lock in. And I'm kind of glad that it's working out this way, because I have needed like a push to lock in, because I've been able to just kind of give up, because I'm like, I know that I'll be in the military soon anyway. But now I'm like, I don't want to go fat camp. So I'll try to lock in as much as I can. I'm not going to make any promises, but, and my recruiter said that, like, he was like, you know, if you want to leave earlier, you know, try your best to lose some inches. And he told me to wrap my tummy, get like one of those little things for when I'm running to help me sweat more. So I'm like, all right, wish me luck. We'll try. Like I said, won't make any promises. I'm going to get up my fiber so that I can go to the bathroom more often. I'm getting a little too TMI, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to try to lock in crazy. I think I could lose about, let's see, it's January, it's basically February. So we'll say I got all of February, all of March, and let's say I got all of April. So I got 3 months. I really do think I could lose 30 pounds. I do. Because if I really lock in, and I'm not about to starve myself or nothing, I think I might start intermittent fasting. Or I'm thinking, honestly, I guess that is technically a form of intermittent fasting. I'm thinking about doing 1 meal a day. Just have lunch. That way it's before I go to the gym. So I just skip breakfast and dinner. And obviously it's going to be like nutrient packed. I don't know. I thought about doing like a little juice fast, or not a juice fast, but like a fruit fast. But then at the same time, fruit has a lot of sugar. Not a lot, but if you eat a lot of fruit, you're going to get a lot of sugar. Like, you know, in moderation, it's good. So I don't know what I'm really going to do there. But I will figure it out. It'll be okay. I'm real tired though. And I have to go to work in the morning. What do you mean? And not only do I have to go to work, I have to go to the store after. God. My life literally sucks right now. So that's fun. I honestly probably shouldn't even have vlogged. I should have just came home, showered, and went straight to bed. But I felt like I want to talk a little bit. Like, damn, y'all. So, wow, the wave of tiredness just, like, really hit me so crazy. Y'all have no idea. So that's crazy. I'm like, you know, I gotta go shower. So, yeah, I'll vlog at some point soon. Sooner than later. I don't know. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. I didn't really go into the whole... Oh, no, I have more information to say. Real quick. I'm not going to say bye yet. So, I'm supposed to be shipping out to Fat Camp July 7th. I signed a 4-year contract. My basic training will be in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. My AIT will be at Fort Lee, Virginia. And my first duty station is Fort Stewart, Georgia, which is pretty close to home. Love that. And I chose it on purpose. I didn't really want to go too far away, like right off the bat. So, okay, my camera's about to die. So I swore in today, 4-year contract, all that good stuff. I didn't get a bonus. Oh, I'm a 91 Bravo. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that. That's the job I wanted. 91 Bravo, no bonus, but that's okay. 4 years, let's go. 91 Bravo is a wheeled vehicle mechanic. So that's what I'm going to be. If y'all need your car fixed, let me know. I'm your guy. So, yeah. I will talk to you guys later so my camera doesn't die. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.